this elite competition between teams from Canada, the USA, and Europe. See the speed, skill, and intensity of world-class hockey right at home. Fully bet packages are on sale now with adult and student pricing available. Get your tickets before they sell out at vikingcup.ca.
I keep going to the river.
You haven't set your lineup yet, right? It's Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, and Josh Fenwick with you here as we get you ready for the day in the world of sports. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers in action, taking on the Boston Bruins, looking to make it 2 straight wins. We'll also have Thursday night football, Rams, Seahawks. Should be a really good game, actually, meaningful this late into the season. We'll take your text, 1-833-401-1440, and tell you that the show is always brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Go pay them a visit. Only available in Leduc. And whether it's a stocking stuffer or a Christmas party, even a work party, whatever it might be, go grab a couple bags of their beef jerky, and you'll become the most popular person in attendance. Or it'll be the favorite gift. One of the two. Go check them out. wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Brandon, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Connor. I'm well. It's chilly out there. You knowing more recently than myself on your trek in. And my scheduled remote start for my truck did not work this morning. Just the app didn't fire it properly. So when I came out to leave, fully expecting a nice toasty interior, I had a rude awakening.
Oh, that's awful.
It was pretty chilly. Started up, no problem. Had it plugged in, so no issues there or anything. But yeah, that's about the only real blemish on my day so far. What are we looking at? 6 hours in.
6 hours in. I mean, yeah, it could be worse. If your car didn't start and then you had to call Josh to come swing by and grab you, like that would have been more of an inconvenience for the both of you. But at least you got here. And hope everyone else is doing okay out there as well. The roads, they're okay. I don't think they're actually bad. Maybe just my commute wasn't that bad, but take your time. Be safe. You'll have no issues with it. Connor McDavid looking to continue his hot play tonight with the Oilers taking on the Bruins. That's a 5 o'clock puck drop. Realistically, closer to 5:10, maybe 5:07. But we'll have pregame for you here with Andrew Walker, Jason Greger, myself, Landon Ferraro as well, getting going at 4 o'clock. And Connor McDavid, I mean, his play as of late has been phenomenal. 20 points in his last 7 games. We knew this would eventually come. For a couple minutes, he did surpass Nathan MacKinnon for the points race. That didn't last long. Nate McKinnon went out and had a 3-point period to jump ahead once again. With a game in hand, I will say this is going to be a fun thing to watch down the stretch. I think yesterday I told you guys I tweeted about it. The Avs fans found that tweet and were very protective of their boy Nate.
Yeah.
Which wasn't my intent because I was just like, he is having such a great season. No one's catching him. Like, he is unbelievable. And then all of a sudden, Avs fans are like, oh, check the plus minus. How many cups? I'm like, these are fair points.
Spot the lie.
Nathan MacKinnon is a top 2 player in the world right now, without a doubt. You want to debate he and McDavid right now? I mean, the first couple months it was Nathan MacKinnon, but I think McDavid's found his form, and these two guys, elite. Can't wait to see them in Italy on the same team. But yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Nathan MacKinnon is an absolute beast. I love to see it. Leon Draisaitl jumping into 3rd spot there. Obviously, unfortunate news for Connor Bedard, as he will tumble down the point race, but Macklin Celebrini right up there as well. Should be a lot of fun tonight when the Oilers taking on the Boston Bruins out in Boston. Duke, that's one of those towns I think I need to get out to. Just like to do an ultimate sports trip, Boston has to be right up there. You got to go a little bit out of town for Foxborough, but to see the Bruins Celtics, and if you could,
title town,
maybe a Red Sox playoff game, that'd be all right. Heck, I'd go to a Fleet game. Why not? Like, go to take it all in if I possibly could. But yeah, it should be a fun one. When you look at this Bruins team, Duke, I think Morgan Geekie is the big story because, what he's done, and, Seattle kind of was like, all right, yeah, we'll move on. And, what is he up to now? 22 goals? 24. Like, the guy's playing some really good hockey. Got to watch out for him and the Bruins. I would say probably surprising people because I don't know if people expected this, start to the season 14-0, and at home, very good 12-5 record.
Yeah, put me in the category of surprised. I kind of came into the season viewing the Bruins as a lottery team, the club that could be looking to pick maybe in the top 5 and kickstart this little retool phase. They still have some really good players. Of course, David Pastrnak headlining that list. We've seen Morgan Geekie continue that strong finish second half he had last year right into this season. He's scored over 50 goals in his last 100 games played in regular season action. So that's obviously no fluke anymore at this point. The back end, you're talking Charlie McAvoy, Hampus Lindholm, and oh, by the way, a goalie that is more likely than not going to be representing his country at the Olympics in Italy. How much he'll play, well, that is obviously to be determined, but still, Swayman, no slouch in his own positional category either. So I don't know, but to me, with the Bruins, it's like after that, right? We just listed off. Every team has good players. But after those big name guys, the Bruins are finding ways to get it done throughout the rest of the lineup. They play gritty. They got a little bit of a physical element to their game. And new coach Marco Sturm clearly has the club buying into what he's selling from a system standpoint, from a compete standpoint. You got to respect it. And it's going to be no easy task for the Oilers tonight in Beantown.
Yeah. And I'm sure offensively they're feeling pretty confident. Take away the game against Montreal, a couple games where they scored 6 goals. Empty netters included. I've got to think they're feeling pretty good about themselves. Trent Frederick, revenge game, Duke. Are we going to see the real Trent Frederick? And I will say, when his name was brought up like a month or 6 weeks into the season, I reached out to a Bruins reporter and just said, hey, like, how physical was he? Because that was what we were told. And the response I got was not as physical as he was 2 years ago. It's been on the decline. So take that for what it's worth.
And yeah, we had Ty Anderson out of Boston, reporter for the Bruins on the Carey Show this morning. And he kind of talked about like there was a stretch because this is a first round pick player, right? He came in and kind of tried to evolve more into a Brad Marchand type where he was a pest. He was agitating, getting under the skin of opponents. And then the coaching staff at the time kind of said, hey, man, like you can shoot the puck. You are a first round talent. We want you to be a goal scorer, and henceforth blossoming into back-to-back, 17, 18 goal seasons, right? And now I kind of wonder, is he maybe just a little bit lost about what he's supposed to try and be? Because here on the team on the Oilers, he's playing a bottom 6 role because he couldn't find any offensive traction in the top 6 and the little bit of a look he got there at the start of this year. And it is that element of physicality, does it not come naturally to him? Was he trying, when he had that earlier in his career, was that the forced agenda for him trying to make his mark in the NHL? These are all fair questions. And I think a lot of Oilers fans would love to see, like you said, a little bit of a revenge game, maybe try and get this guy's season on track because call a spade, be frank about it. He has not lived up to maybe some expectations coming off that big extension he signed after coming over the deadline.
Yeah, I guess the good news is after this season, there's still 7 more seasons for him to potentially figure it out. But to me, it's always just like simplify. If you're not scoring, do something else. Play that physical presence. Have that style, and put a guy in the boards. Oilers fans love that. Oilers fans would be smitten by that if they could add that element into the game so far. Did you get a chance to watch any of the World Junior action last night?
I did, yeah. I had it on in the living room. I watched it pretty passively, right? Admittedly, I wasn't zoned in on it as I was doing some other things around the house, but a couple guys stood out, right? And it's not trying to blow anybody's mind when I say like the top players, the 2 guys that each had a pair of points, and Gavin McKenna, 2 really nice assists. And then Brady Martin, this is a player I've really become quite enthralled with from the leading up to the draft process last year, right? He plays with size. He plays with a lot of speed down the middle of the ice. He can have that physical element to his game. And you saw it last night on that second goal in particular. He's got some nice finish and touch in around the net too. And then from a personal side, the great draft story on him. He didn't go to the draft. He wanted to take in the experience with his family and friends back in the hometown in Ontario, right at the family farm. He grew up on a dairy operation, just like myself. So that's a personal element that factors into me kind of rooting for him and taking a vested interest. I thought he was really good last night. And apart from that, I thought it looked a lot like an exhibition hockey game between two junior clubs. Not the fastest, not the most exciting game. Both goalies played pretty well, I guess, would maybe be my final note on it.
Yeah, I mean, it just early on in the process here, figuring things out. I will say, like, I've been someone in the past who the World Juniors, to me, for a while, felt like it was just shoved down our throat. Like, you have to watch this if you're Canadian. Like, they really leaned into that. And, I mean, I kind of pushed away. I'm like, there's other things. There's NFL, there's NHL going on. This year, I will say, like, simply with Gavin McKenna, the intrigue there is there for me. Like, and that's going to lead to me following it a little bit closer and, seeing some of these other kids out there. He did what he had to do at the WHL level. Going down to Penn State, I would say he's met expectations there. And, this is the next one for him to kind of check off, be the guy at the World Junior Tournament. We've seen, the McDavid team was loaded. Like, that was Darnell Nurse was on that team. I think Curtis Lazar, we're talking his draft here. Curtis Lazar was the captain, I believe, like a very good team. To see what Gavin McKenna can do. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and a chance for him to, I don't think there's much debate, but really cement that number one spot in the upcoming draft. As we mentioned, we also do have Thursday night football, week 16 in the NFL season. It's hard to
slipping away, Cons.
It's hard to compute already, dude. We're almost done. Second
to last week, the penultimate week, if you will, of fantasy football.
Yeah.
After that, you're going to just have to go into some daily stuff. If that tickles your fancy, I don't know. To each their own. But yeah, it's coming down, and I've got a couple big semifinal matchups. I'm not favored in either of them, so I'm going to need to pull a little rabbit out of the hat here to try and get into the final week in both of my leagues.
Well, projections, whatever.
Yeah, they're all. I think I was definitely projected to win the one last week where it took that final HN reception for me to win by about a half a point, and the other one I think it was pretty close. Maybe I was an underdog by a little bit, but. Some big performances, particularly Trey McBride. Shout him out.
Yeah.
He's been awesome this year for that brutal Arizona team. Is it crazy to say that like he's kind of slept on a little bit because of how bad the Cardinals are? Like he might be right there with a guy like Kittle as the best tight end in the NFL because he does block, right? Like he's not a one element type tight end, and he's clearly very, very good as a pass catcher and as an offensive threat.
I mean, I would agree with you. And like. Now, how many receptions does he have this year?
He's not at 100 yet, but I think he's got to be close.
I think he's 105.
Did it this last week? Did that crack it? I wouldn't be shocked.
So with that, he's only 11 receptions away from breaking Zach Ertz's reception for a tight end single season. I said that very weird. The single season reception total for a tight end, 11 away. He right now, if I'm computing correctly, is ahead of 2 of Travis Kelce's seasoned, still trails 1. Zach Ertz had 116, Evan Ingram had 114, and Brock Bowers last year had 112.
Crazy.
Which begs the question, why is he not being targeted?
Brock Bowers?
Target him 15 dang times a game because Brock Bowers, to me, is that good.
We've talked a lot about, some disappointing fantasy football seasons this year. I think Justin Jefferson would be very much near the top of a lot of people's list. If you bought into the Ashton Genty hype coming out of the draft without realizing the state the Raiders were in, offensive line-wise in particular. But like Bowers has got to be right there because I think after that rookie season, which was sensational, I think he was easily one of the first couple tight ends off the board. And if someone really took a jump on him early, their season, you have to think probably did not fare too well.
I would think so. Like, it might have been tight end 1 to a lot of leagues.
You can get away with just so tight end performance, right? But that's usually the case if you don't invest in the position. And you're like, I'm happy with taking a guy that's going to put up between 8 to 12 points week to week. You draft Bowers in like maybe even as high as the second round with the expectation he's going to be a difference maker for you, likely leaving guys, other receivers, running backs on the board that have probably had much stronger seasons.
100%. Like, would it surprise you in a 10 or 12 team league if Brock Bowers was like a late second round pick?
Not at all. I think I took Trey McBride as the first tight end off the board at the end of the second round in my super flex league. So
good for you.
But that's keep in mind the super flex league where I've a well-documented non-believer in taking quarterbacks very early.
Well, in a super flex, you got 2 of them out there.
Well, that's I'd rather have 2 just so guys than 2 really and have really good receivers and running backs. It's been a mixed bag, that strategy I think I've been in that league a handful of years now.
Now, if you could just go look, so Trey McBride is the number 1 tight end.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce in a half-point PPR is actually the second best tight end, which is interesting. Kyle Pitts third, but 40 of those came from one
week, really skewing those results, I would think.
Brock Bowers is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. So not terrible. 10-team league, you got a starter. 8-team league, you obviously have a starter, but yeah, probably not what you would have expected. I will say, like, where people took Brock Bowers is fine. 2 picks later, averaging a couple of more points less a game was Hunter Henry. Harold Fannin has come on. If you go at points per game, Bowers is not as low, or because I guess there must have been he had 3 games missed. So,
right.
Yeah, not ideal. We always want availability. We did get a text from Matt, the promo guy, says, "Hey guys, Rico Dowdle or DeAndre Swift?"
Good question. That 2-headed Carolina backfield. It was more so. I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I think Chuba Hubbard paced them a little bit more last week. Did he not?
I don't know for sure.
I know Dowdle had a touchdown. Let's just trying to see if I can find that in front of me.
Well, Swift this week gets Green Bay, and right now he's questionable with the groin injury.
He's had that questionable tag a couple different times this year. Hasn't stopped him from playing or even really being incredibly effective. He's had a great season, but there is split action there with Monangai, right? So Swift still finding the end zone pretty frequently has helped his cause for sure. Tough matchup in Green Bay, even without Micah Parsons, who we know is not good at stopping the run anyway. So what does it matter? And then the Dowdle and the Panthers, huge game in New Orleans. That's who they play. Tampa for the division and in first place in it. So
I'm going to lean Swift, but slightly.
Yeah, me too. Maybe cold weather, bear weather at Soldier Field. A little bit more run the ball approach for the Bears. That O-line's been pretty solid for him this year.
MTR mentions that Bowers has the Texans. So, yes, that is tough. I think you still got to start him, but.
I lied. Rico Dowdle, 16 carries last week, just 49 yards, but he did score a touchdown. Not one reception for 5 yards in the passing game.
Slurpy Sean says Mike Evans or Jonathan Taylor flex. Ooh. Hard for me to go away from Jonathan Taylor, even against the Niners.
Yeah, I think I'd be going Evans here. This is a big game for Tampa. Like, it's not up or shut up time. And Evans looked really good in his return to the line. Like, that was his first game back last week, was it not? That Thursday nighter?
Yeah.
And he looked very vintage Mike Evans.
He does have a questionable tag with the collarbone injury, but he played last week. He played through it. He came back into the game.
Meanwhile, Connor's still trying to blow Phillip Rivers propaganda out there, thinking that he'll make Jonathan Taylor an effective option. He's going to get the ball a lot, without a doubt. But that Niners D has been surprisingly stout this year, considering all the injuries that they've had to endure.
Jonathan Taylor had a fine game last week. He just didn't find the end zone.
Exactly.
Like, break one free. Feel free to help out your 44-year-old quarterback.
Who sucks.
He doesn't suck. He's better than CJ Stroud.
That's okay. Okay, buddy.
Got personal quickly there. Just wanted to check it here. Well, how is the Seahawks run defense, Duke?
Off the top of my head, good. I mean, their defense, they're one of the
fourth
best
in total yards.
Against?
Yeah.
Like fourth fewest?
Fourth fewest, yeah,
right.
Of course. In terms of rushing yards per game, I scrolled down too far. They're third. 91 yards. How many did the Colts rush for last week?
Rushing?
Yeah.
Probably right around that.
Because JT by himself was, 80-something?
I think so.
So I would say Phillip Rivers did fine setting up that run game. Long story short. Now, if that's all the rushing yards they had.
Well, I was going to say Abdullah had a couple touches, but I think they were in the pass game. And I don't think Phillip Rivers had any rushing yards.
No.
Just a guess.
Shout out to Abdullah, man. Guy's just still getting
102 total rushing yards last week. Abdullah had 15 yards on 4 carries.
There you go.
87 for Taylor.
And Phil had -5. So you take that away, and all of a sudden, not a bad performance from the old Colts there. Defense does their job. They win the game. We'll take a break. Fantasy Frenzy brought to you by Wilhock Beef Jerky.
2025 comes to a close. GS Construction would like to take the time and thank our crews, our partners, and our communities for another successful year of teamwork and growth. Together, we've helped keep Edmonton and the surrounding area moving by building and maintaining the underground infrastructure that keeps everything running smoothly. It's been another year of dedication, pride, and hard work the team has put in to make it all possible. To learn more about our people and our projects, visit gsconstruction.ca.
I'm making my list, checking it twice, and guess what? I'm giving Wilhock Beef Jerky to everyone, naughty and nice. Because honestly, everyone deserves a taste of Alberta's finest, no matter if they've been bad or good. So this holiday season, skip the chocolates and pass on the turkey. Make sure you're Wilhocking around the Christmas tree with Alberta's best beef jerky. Ho, ho, ho!
Available at Wilhock Beef Jerky in Leduc.
Hi, I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century. And we're just getting started. Check us out at cantork.com. Our tools age better than I do.
The Junior Prospects Hockey League sports season is now underway. The JPHL offers elite athletic and academic opportunities for players in the 14U, 15U, 17U, and 18U divisions. All games are broadcast live on Silent Ice TV, featuring a showcase-style schedule and competitive matchups across Western Canada. Players work with experienced coaches, trainers, and elite hockey personnel. Learn more about Western Canada's fastest-growing elite hockey development stream at juniorprospectshockeyleague.com.
Do you work for a company that wants to reach people who love sports? Or maybe you're looking to hire people who love sports. Sports 1440 partners with dozens of local businesses, connecting with tens of thousands of Edmonton sports fans every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. Contact our sales team today to see what Sports 1440 can do for you. Email Gregor at sports1440.ca to get started.
From the locker room to your radio, Sports 1440 is Edmonton's sports leader. Real talk, big personalities, and your texts. It's interactive. It's fun. It's where Edmonton talks sports. Sports 1440.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit greatcanadiansolar.com and call today to get started.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV. People often ask me, hey, Rick, do people actually buy RVs from No Bull in the fall?
Fair question, Rick. Why would you want to buy an RV just when it's time to put it away in storage for the winter?
And I have the answer, Bob, because the RVs at No Bull are used, and that means every RV on our lot is a one-of-a-kind. So when you're looking for a used RV, you can be really picky.
One-of-a-kind means you don't have to compromise on what you're looking for.
That's right, Bob. But it also means when you find the right one, you grab it up before someone else does. Sometimes that's in the fall, but No Bull makes it easy because when you buy your used RV now, we include winterization and winter storage for free. We even get it prepared for spring camping at no charge to you. All you need to do is be ready for the great outdoors come next spring. When you think of it that way, the fall might be the best time to get your RV.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Welcome back. It's Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, and Josh Fenwick with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Give us a text, 1-833-401-1440, or jump into the chat on YouTube and say hello there. Hit the like button. Chat with young Josh. Have a good conversation. He's a big basketball guy, so if you want to talk some hoops or anything else, just hop into that chat. Show brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go pay him a visit. We will dive into the inbox right now for elksnation.ca, 2-weekly podcast with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger, breaking down the green and gold, the most in-depth double E football coverage you'll find anywhere. elksnation.ca, also some great articles there as well. We had a text come in from Jeremy over at the Art of Cake. Did you guys see celebrating his little brother lighting up in the juniors? When I first read that, I thought you meant like the World Juniors. And I thought, no, did not see that. But now that I've done a little research, RJ, who was born in 2012, which makes him, 14, coming up this year. Duke, he's got 38 goals in 84 points in 31 games. That's better than Nathan McKinnon in the NHL. I know I hadn't heard much about him. But looks pretty good. So Aiden was a 6th-round pick in 2023. That's the eldest brother. Macklin, of course, first overall. Hell of a player with the San Jose Sharks right now. Now they got young RJ. This could be like the Stahl brothers, potentially, if they all eventually do crack the NHL.
There's no fourth?
I don't know.
There's 4 Stahl brothers.
Yeah, we talked about that. You're right.
I know.
Okay, well,
how could you forget about Jared again?
Well, I didn't, but I couldn't think of any of a family of 3 off the top of my head. I was going to say Sutters, but that was
like 100.
Immaculate what they've done.
3 Stastnys?
There's always Stastnys in the NHL, even if there's an extra E added. Now there's Spencer with the Oilers. Either way, pretty good hockey family, Duke. That's like your numbers at the age of 13.
Yeah, no, They aren't. I'm not too proud to admit. I was more of a lockdown D-man at that time.
Okay.
Still am.
And goalie.
Yeah. Sub.
Ryan texting. Hughes brothers. Yeah. Doy. We've only talked about them a little bit in the last 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, you got us there. I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure people will tell us, but the Hughes brothers would have been the obvious answer first off there. Darren says, full PPR, Kenneth Walker or Kyle Pitts. Also, do you guys think Shahid is a solid play this week?
I don't. I know there's been some discussion from the Seahawks side that they, like people that cover the team and what I read on Twitter, that a desire to get him more involved because like his thing is speed, right?
Yeah.
Rashid's Shahid with the speed, and they haven't, I don't think, used him on one post route yet.
Maybe they're setting him up for tonight.
Maybe, and like it's kind of tough, right? Because JSN just garners so much attention in the pass game, and he's so good. He's the best receiver in football this year. So, but that Rams defense is legit. It's quite good. Sam Darnold did not have a good outing last time against the Rams. The 4 picks. I think the Shahid play would be a risky one. Does it have some upside for sure? Score potential, big play potential. But I don't know if I love it. And what was the other one? Walker or Pitts?
Pitts.
Give me Kyle Pitts. Run it back. Just trying to secure that bag this offseason.
He can't do it 2 weeks in a row, can he?
Why not?
This is Kyle Pitts. I refuse to believe in this man after what he did to me for so many years. I was such a believer, and then I don't know. We'll see. The old school guy in me says go running back every day of the week over tight end. But if it's PPR, then all of a sudden I'm more open to it. Weather's supposed to be 10 degrees tonight in Seattle. I don't
Celsius?
think Celsius, yes. 51 Fahrenheit. I did the conversion for you guys because I never can do it. So I didn't know if other people could. Are you good at that?
No, I'm not. I can never remember because there's it's not exact, but it's something about halving it and then subtracting 30 or adding 32 or doubling it. That's the thing. There's some very simple formula that involves the 32-degree separation between zero freezing in both temperatures and then like doubling and halving, but I can't remember the order of operations on it.
I saw a little post online and it was like, think of it as like 0 to 100 is like a percentage of how hot it is.
Well, that's the only argument that Fahrenheit people have.
Yeah.
Is that it makes more sense from that standpoint. It's like, if it's really hot, it's 100 degrees. If it's really cold, it's 0.
Yeah.
Right. But whereas in Celsius, it's obviously based off the scale in which water freezes and boils at.
I just feel like whatever you grow up with makes sense. There's like a lot of things. Like, yeah, if you learn 0 to 100 from a young age, sure, that you associate it as making a lot of sense. But to me, I'm always doing the conversion, especially in football games. Like, oh, is this going to be cold? Not really. But then again, you hear stories too. You go out east and it's just that different kind of cold. B says multiply by 9, divide by 5, and add 32. Like,
that's a lot.
I'm not whipping off those conversions live on air here. It'd be foolish. Even if it was 2 steps, that might be too much unless I can get Duke to go on a bit of a rant. Hey, there was a text that came in to you. I think it would have been addressed to you specifically about
the Texans backfield.
The Texans backfield. Did you remember that? Oh, it was Andrew. Hey, guys, can't remember who the Texans fan, but can you tell me about the Texans running back situation? I got Marks, and he's injured. Or is he injured?
Well, he's questionable right now. And Nick Chubb looking unavailable. Joe Mixon not on the team essentially anymore, I guess. I don't really know what that's been was much more of a question mark early in the season, especially when the Texans were struggling. But I digress. So when you look at the rest of the Texans depth chart, it kind of leaves 2 guys. Daria Gumbawale, who we saw come in for Marks and score a touchdown on Sunday Night Football, right, against the Chiefs a couple weeks ago on a play. Marks got it took a bit of a stinger or something. And then Jawar Jordan, who, if you're not familiar with, I don't blame you. 2024 6th-round pick out of Louisville, has 15 career carries, 101 yards, no scores, couple receptions. So that and those carries all came last week against the Cardinals. So he obviously came in after Marks left the game with an injury. Obviously pretty effective against a bad Cardinals defense. So, take that for what it's worth. I wonder if Marks is unable to go, does he look as your lead back, and then maybe a Gumbawale who still does lots of work with special teams for the Texans, does he maybe come in as your third down type guy because he's done that role before? If you're looking for clarity, I don't know. If you're a Woody Marks owner and you're desperate, yeah, I'd say picking up Jawar Jordan on the waiver wire wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Marks has been pretty effective. Probably nothing more than like a flex guy, I would think, in most leagues, especially at this stage of the season. But it's a favorable matchup against the Raiders this week, right, for Houston.
1-833-401-1440. Wow. 2 billion was a bit. Someone just popped up on YouTube. I don't know who this is. It's talking about the Penguins sale. Daily Faceoff is what it is, actually.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies for that.
Fenway Sports Group selling.
How long? Do you know how long they owned Penguins for?
Like 4 years.
Wasn't a long. I mean, probably a good return on their investment. I would
almost doubled their money, I think, is what Frank Saravalli said this morning. Bought it for about $900 million, and then selling prices reported to be about $1.7 billion.
Jeez. Sports ownership is in a good place right now. I don't know why you'd unless obviously I don't know what's going on in their lives, but hanging on to it probably wouldn't be a bad thing. I don't know if you saw or heard the interview yesterday, Duke, with Stan Kasten, the Dodgers president, CEO, and I believe part owner on the Gregor Show, Business of Sport. It was hour 1 of this show. just on the topic of like owning teams and sports stories, his journey through sports was unbelievable. He's been involved with the Atlanta Thrashers, the Atlanta Hawks. He was with the Braves when they were having success, goes to the Dodgers. Success follows him. If you want a good little listen, check out the Jason Greger show from yesterday, hour 1, and you'll be entertained. It was a really good conversation on the business of sport with also longtime NHL agent Rich Winter.
I've really quick just before you move on from that, because I did catch pieces of it. It was really, really insightful. You can be honest with me here, Connor.
Sure.
Because we know how Oilers crazed the city can be sometime. I did not have the text line open as I was listening to the show. I was off the clock. When you guys had that guest, even a guest of that marquee and high profile, did you get texted in that first hour saying, why aren't you guys talking about the Oilers win last night?
No, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how you know it was a really good interview.
Yeah. But more people were like, how did you guys get the Dodgers president?
Did Rich line that up?
That was Rich. Yeah, absolutely.
Man, good guy to know.
Oh, yeah. It was really good. When we come back, we'll get to a text here from JB, the loader. We got Sasha, and thank you to B, James, and JP also saying just double it and add 31. Close enough. So at 10 degrees, double it, 20, add 31, 51. That's kind of right where it was. So, yeah, that's a little simpler. Appreciate the text, guys. When we come back, we'll let you know what's coming up on the Low Tide and the Jason Greger Show. Also, I'll tell you about the month of giving prize today as well. It is Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Actions speak louder than words. Japa Machinery Group puts your construction plan into action with XCMG construction machinery you need. Available for rental or sale. Learn more at japamachinery.com.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. December is here. Christmas shopping, Christmas wrapping, Christmas baking, grocery shopping. What about our vehicle? Does it need tires? It's not running? No problem. We got you covered. At Northgate GM, we have a tremendous selection of newer used vehicles, winter tires at cost, and of course, service with a smile. Come in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
They're not just a grocery store. They're a butcher, a baker, a cafe, deli, rotisserie pizza, and restaurant, all under one roof. Loca Quality Market does food differently with 2 locations to serve you. Edmonton and Sherwood Park. Visit loca.ca.
Cheer on the teams. Help a good cause. The Benz Cup is coming to the Ardrossan Recreation Center, December 26th to 30th. 100% of the proceeds help the Ben Stelter Foundation bring proton beam therapy to Edmonton. Learn more at benscup.com. Proudly supported by Sports 1440.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:41. Welcome back. It is Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, and Josh Fenwick with you here. Josh ran to the food court, got some lunch, and he's eating it with chopsticks right now. Duke, you said you like to use the chopsticks occasionally when you dabble.
Oh, yeah. If I'm having oodle noodle or Chinese food in general, I love getting to the chopsticks. Some sushi. I actually think it's easier to eat sushi with chopsticks than with, say, a fork. I know some people just like ham bomb it, but
yeah,
I'm not an animal. You just get a little smear of wasabi on it, and you pick her up, chopsticks, pop her in.
I mean, I've never even considered it, to be honest with you. But I like it. I was like, wow, respect. And he's doing it with immaculate efficiency as well. Coming up next on the Lowdown Low Tide from noon to 2, Thursday. So bagged milk will be by from Oilers Nation and the Better Late Than Never podcast. And then they'll have Scott McLaughlin on from Boston, covers the team for Odyssey, previewing the Oilers and the Bruins. So we'll keep it locked here for that. And then on the Jason Greger show today, will be a bit of a condensed issue of the show because obviously we got pregame covers. At 2:20, we will be joined by Mike Rupp, former NHLer. We'll have David Owens in for Sherbrooke Liquors Thirsty Thursday. We'll head to Boston at 3. 3:20, we'll be joined by Mark Spector from Boston. We'll have 5 questions. And then at 4 o'clock, it's pregame coverage with Walker, Ferraro, Greger, and myself. And then the final hour of the show, we'll head out to Seattle, talk a little Kraken and some Seahawks. So it'll be a busy show here from 2 to 6. Also, Month of Giving continues. Today's package. It is a 5-course meal catered at your home with a couple Jasons, Jason Greger and Jason Strudwick. So it's for 10 people. Comes from Chef Fabricio Barros out at Loca. So you know it's going to be all the finest ingredients. Dinner pairings of beer and whiskey will be provided by David Owens from Sherbrooke. And the two of the Jasons will bring a special guest. All money raised today goes to the Christmas Bureau. That'll start between 2 and 6. And I think this is one a lot of people are going to want. Some good stories from the two Jasons. And then tomorrow we'll do the Pyramid of Giving. In case you don't know what that works out as, we just get donations. 15 people do 100, 10 people donate 200, 4 people donate 500, and 2 people donate 1,000. And then all of a sudden, bam, 7,500 raised for Adopt the Teen. And that's a really cool charity in town here because the teenagers sometimes this time of year get forgotten about. We have charities that help seniors and the young kids, and sometimes teens just get missed. So Adopt a Teen helps them out and provides a little bit of money their way to buy a gift for their parents or someone else in their life. So if you're able to tomorrow, maybe you want to get in on that Pyramid of Giving. Let's go back to the text line here. JB in the loader says, "Hey boys, love the show. I'm with you. Kyle pitches let me down far too often to ever put him in again. Keep up the good work." Yeah.
But you still have him on your roster, so you clearly still believe in him at least some extent.
I mean, that one game was just the tease. Like, Kyle Pitts has the talent to go out there and put up another 20 points, I think. But sometimes the Falcons just don't do it. And then all of a sudden, it's not so good. So
I think as long as Kirk Cousins is the quarterback, he's a play.
Was he last year too?
And also if Drake London is not in the lineup.
Well, yeah, that might be the big one, actually. That's a very good point. If Drake London's not there and Kyle Pitts is, he's a pretty dang good option. Final of the Guillotine League. I need 2 quarterbacks to start. Who do you like between Lamar, Stafford, Goff, and May? Stafford against the Seahawks defense probably worries me.
Lamar, Stafford,
Goff, and May.
Goff.
May gets the Ravens, and Lamar gets the Patriots. Goff gets Pittsburgh.
Detroit's kind of like in must-win mode here.
Yeah.
At home, so it's in the confines of Ford Field. Steelers' defense has looked a little better. Well, certainly looked really good against Miami, but I don't know if that's worth anything. Give me May. Oh, but that Ravens defense has been playing good. Geez, that is a tough one. I think I will take Goff as one. And then honestly, the other three, roll a dice. I don't know. What do you think, Con?
Yeah, I'm just saying Lamar Jackson is questionable, and it reminds with an illness.
Oh,
and I remember the tweet. It was like his only weakness is he has the immune system of a Victorian child.
Yes.
If he's healthy, I like Lamar. Like I kind of like the Ravens defense is playing better. I think I stay away from Stafford just because tough environment against the Seahawks in Seattle. Down Devontae Adams. Puka Nacua, he's in some hot water right now. Yeah, give me Goff and give me Lamar. Let's roll.
All right. It's tough to disagree. He is still Lamar, although he has not played very well since coming back from injury.
He might be ill, in which case I go to Drake May. In my mind, I'm like, what if you get like Patriots, Ravens 45-42, and it's led by both those guys? Then all of a sudden you're loving it. They have to match each other, and each time they run down the field, you're fired up because it's going to end up in points for you.
Right.
That would be the dream for Sasha. JB followed up just saying he was on my team for 3 weeks and I cut him loose. I've had Cleveland's had it ever since. Much better outcome.
Fannin. Hey, I'm a big Fannin guy.
Yeah, he is pretty good. 1-833-401-1440. Hey, boys, I have Warren as my tight end. Just picked up Parkinson. Is he a must start?
With no Devontae Adams, I think Parkinson is a must start.
Yeah. Ty Warren's good, but I will concede with Phillip Rivers. It's a little bit more questionable. I think Parkinson could be a really good pick here. Work in the middle of that field, the slop. Not bad. Austin says, good afternoon, fellas. Good morning, technically. Are we starting DJ Moore? Wide receiver room is Franklin, Waddle, Moore, and Quentin Johnston. Well, Quentin Johnston, you do have to monitor the injury. Waddle is going to have Quinn Ewers. Troy Franklin, I like, but maybe go with DJ Moore. I kind of think you have to. Have it between he and Troy Franklin, probably.
If the injury concerns continue around Roma Dunze, then I think DJ Moore is a sure thing. Loveland has really started to come on in the pass game for Chicago as well. Luther Burden had a pretty good week last week, the rookie. So, like the Bears, we talk about all the time how the Bears have a lot of weapons, but without a Dunze, I think DJ Moore emerges pretty clearly as the number one guy.
Yeah. And maybe you're watching
even if it is
one.
going to be outside and cold and against a pretty good Packers D.
Ricky Bobby says, would you guys start Lawrence or Herbert?
How can you not start Trevor Lawrence after what he did last week?
Because I still don't know.
I am going back to Justin Herbert.
Trevor Lawrence gets Denver in Denver. That's why you don't start.
There you go. Okay. There's reason enough. And the Chargers play
Dallas.
Yeah.
In Dallas.
Yeah, I'm starting Justin Herbert over Caleb Williams this week because of matchup really alone. And this is coming from me who's been condemning Herbert with the state of his O-line here in recent weeks. So it's a little risky at the Herbert play, but the Dallas defense improved, sure. Good yet, maybe not overall.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be the question for the Chargers is Herbert's injury and the offensive line. The hand looks like it's getting better. Less padding at practice this week. Quinnen Williams, I believe, also had a concussion for the Cowboys. So if he's not going to play, like I'd hope he plays. You never
you want to beat
injury.
them at their best.
Well, I don't want a guy to go through concussions because they suck. That both things. But like if he's not playing, that's a big thing to be in favor of Justin Herbert for. I had one come in earlier. Boys, how do you rate Lowry from the Bruins? You said Matt, but it's Mason, isn't it?
Yeah, Mason Lowry. Last year when the Oilers played the Bruins, I thought he looked really exceptional.
Yeah.
Now I think maybe tapered off a little bit. I still believe the Bruins have him as a big part of their future. I don't know what sort of numbers he's been putting up this year. Probably nothing too crazy. It would be a little more on our
2
radar.
goals, 11 points in 29 games, plus 3.
That's second on the team. I mean, McAvoy missed some time, obviously, but from the back end, I mean, that is. So,
yeah,
he's a player I like a lot based off of the very limited amount of times I've seen him play a full game. But yeah, like this is a guy with cachet, one of their better prospects that the Bruins have or had, obviously a full timer now. So I like him. He skates well, has offensive instincts. Like any young guy, I think the defensive side of the game will slowly come along, hopefully. I'm excited to get another look at him tonight.
It's funny because you said, like, did you remember him against the Oilers looking good? That's what you said?
Yeah.
Going back a few years here, Oilers won 6-5 in overtime against the Bruins. He had 3 assists in 23 minutes played.
Yeah.
That might be the game you remember. They did lose in overtime that same season. He played 20 minutes and was held pointless. And I just want to see if they played the Oilers last year because I think I remember like that 3 assist game. It was early on in his career, and it was like, oh, who is this guy? Last year they lost 4-0. He was a -3, and they also lost 3-2, and he was a -2. So he was -5 last year against the Oilers in 2 games. Not great. Not great at all. 1-833-401-1440. Sasha says, thanks for the advice, guys. Call from Lamar. It is. Good luck. If we lose, we're sorry. If we win, we don't want credit. You're going to regret going against Caleb, says add in Father Various Duke. Who's Caleb playing?
The Packers. At home. It's at Soldier Field. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I just think the Bears might try and really lean on the run game.
Here's a tough one for you. Nicky Northside for my semifinal. Shuck, Mariota, Cousins, or McCarthy?
Oh my God. Shuck, Mariota, Cousins, or McCarthy. Minnesota's at New York at MetLife. Tyler Shuck hosts the Jets. Ooh, Shuck has been looking good, I have to say. Cousins and the Falcons in Arizona, and Marcus Mariota and the Commies are where? Oh, they play on Saturday. That's why. Host Philly. Yeah, definitely not Mariota. I think I might like Kirk Cousins. I think I like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I mean,
I also don't hate the Tyler Shuck play here. He's at home. He's been looking actually surprisingly good for New Orleans. The Jets are maybe the worst team in the league.
Anytime you're playing the Jets, I think you got to consider it. Obviously, we know they traded away their 2 big pieces. Man, I'm rooting for the Jets. I need the Saints to lose some games and the Browns to find a way to win. Is this like a super flex league? Do you have another quarterback on your team?
If this is your odds for QB1, my brother in Christ, how are you in the semifinal?
Kyle says Jaden Reed or Ricky Pearsall this week. Is Pearsall not have some sort of injury?
He's still been limited in practice, even since he caught back from that injury, and it's with an ankle concern. So I think he'll play probably, but it's kind of tough to get a read because I don't think he practices very much during the week. So
even Reed is questionable with personal reasons.
Is Christian Watson healthy? I know he kind of took that shot or went hard to the ground last week.
Watson is also questionable.
Yeah. If Watson doesn't play and Reed does, I think I like that a little bit more. But otherwise, I think I might go Pearsall. He had a solid week last week. Nothing crazy, but I think it was 15 points in PPR.
I think it was like 9 or 9.5 in standard. Yeah, if Watson's back, I think maybe go that route. But Watson has the chest injury. For Reed, it's personal. Nicky Northside says no solo QB. I had Danny Dimes. Okay, well, yeah. I guess if your quarterback goes down, and those are your options. I mean, you could always hope for J.G. McCarthy just to turn into 9 and start heaving it up to his guys. Tough pick, though. That music means we're done. We'll take our 23-hour break. Up next, it is the Lowdown Flow Tide, followed by the Jason Gregor Show. We got pregame coverage mixed in there as well. Oilers and Boston Bruins. For the Duke and Josh, I'm Connor Halley. Thanks for tuning in. Check the podcast if you missed it. We'll be back to do it all over again tomorrow. Right now, we'll get to a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
Sports 1440 update.
Game day for the Edmonton Oilers as they head to Boston to take on the Bruins. Puck drop coming just after 5 o'clock. Reports from the morning skate had Curtis Lazar and Alec Regula absent. Max Jones and Riley Stillman filling in their place. 9 of the games around the NHL, including the Habs hosting the Blackhawks, Penguins in our nation's capital against the Senators. Toronto, they're south of the border, taking on the Caps from Washington. Wild in Columbus against the Blue Jackets. Blues hosting the Rangers. Flames take on the Kraken, and Stars and Sharks wrap up the slate. Team Canada World Junior Club making its first cuts following last night's exhibition win over Sweden. Forwards Jake O'Brien and Merrick Vanaker released, as well as defenseman Jackson Smith. Thursday Night Football kicking off Week 16 in the NFL. It's for supremacy in the NFC North as the Seahawks host the Rams. Kickoff at 6:15 and a busy night in the association. Full slate, including the Raptors, back at it when they take on the Bucks from Milwaukee. That one getting underway at 6. Elsewhere, the Thunder host the Clippers. Spurs welcome in the Wizards. Golden State's in Phoenix. And Orlando visits Denver. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.